Hey, what's up, guys? It's Russo and Jordy with Backdoor Fantasy Sports, and this is the Daily Show. We're going to be talking about the NBA slate on February 7th, Wednesday. We have 7 games. We've got a pretty good lineup of games, actually. We got like some games with potential blowout, but nothing too scary that is going to keep us from jumping into these plays. We've got 4 picks for you. Before we get into these plays, though, if you've never tried Prize Picks, use our promo code at the bottom of the screen, and they'll match your first deposit up to $100. Just going to double what you put on. So if you deposit the whole 100, you'll get 200 to play with. Just throw that code in and they'll hook you up with the deal. And if you're new to our channel, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell. You'll just want notifications on if you want to jump on these plays before they get bumped or removed, which happens all the time. And if you guys don't mind, just do us a favor and like the video. It's the best way to support the channel. It just helps us grow, helps us get in front of a larger audience. So we appreciate you guys. All right, so these are the plays we're going to be covering. I'm going to be taking Daniel Gafford over 1.5 dunks and Terry Rozier over 26.5 PRA. What are you getting into, Jordy?
Yeah, I'm taking Kyle Kuzma for over 3.5 assists, and I'm taking Evan Mobley again for over 32.5 fantasy score.
All right. Well, before we jump into these plays, we just want to tell you guys about Chalkboard. They're another platform that we partnered up with. They have bets as low as $1, and the best thing about Chalkboard is they give you the freedom to adjust your lines to any of the alternate lines. Every now and again they have plays that are just such a good value that they don't let you adjust them. But that's pretty much sort of their calling card is they're the platform that allows you to adjust your line. So if you boost a line up higher than what they set it at, they'll give you a higher multiplier like a demon play. And if you lower it, they'll give you a lower multiplier like a goblin play. You do have to hit all of your plays on your entry to cash it because they give you that freedom to adjust your lines to whatever you're comfortable with. But it is a really good platform. I love the freedom to fine tune the slips I make on there. And like I said, bets as low as $1. If you're interested in checking them out, there's a link in the description of the video. And if you use code BACKDOOR, they'll hook you up with a 100% deposit match all the way up to $100. So again, you can get 200 if you deposit the whole 100. Just make sure you put code BACKDOOR in and they will hook you up. And it is iOS only for now. They're working on finishing up their Android version. They have a desktop version on the way too. So just want to save you a little bit of time if you're interested in checking them out and you don't have iOS. All right, and one last thing, just want to tell you about Daily Grind. They're our official partner, and they're just basically crucial to our research. The DFS optimizer you'll see us using here in just a moment. It's really great for searching out plays and confirming plays. Once you have your slip together, you can go and see what all these different odds makers have to say about the picks you're taking. So if you're interested in checking them out, they're giving all of our viewers 25% off of any of their tools for your first month. There's a link in the description of the video. Just use code BACKDOOR and they'll give you 25% off your first month. All right, so let's jump into these plays. Starting with Daniel Gafford, this is definitely my favorite play of the day, probably. He has been crushing it on this. I don't know how long this line is going to stay up, but let's take a look at this over-under real quick. We've got a 234 over-under. We've got the Cavaliers favored by 11.5, so potential blowout in this one for sure, but we know the Wizards can keep up with teams. So I'm not too concerned about this cutting into anyone's minutes and us having a fourth quarter where our picks are just sitting on the bench. I don't really see that outcome personally. I think the Wizards will be able to keep up points-wise. They just struggle on the defensive side of things more so. But if we hop over to Outlier here and take a look at Gafford, look at all this. He's gone for at least 2 dunks in 10 straight games. So, the matchup is like, it's the Cavs. It's a little bit more difficult, but this guy gets this done against everybody. He had 2 against the Clippers. He had 3 against Phoenix, 2 against Miami, 3 against Minnesota. So I feel like, he's going to get his 2 dunks regardless. So I'm feeling really good about this play. Rarely do we see something that is 100% hit rate over a 10-game stretch, averaging 27 minutes per game, only 3.1 fouls. So nothing to be too concerned about. This is one we don't really have to overthink too much. Daily Grind does not have the dunks listed, so I'm not going to jump into that. But this is my first play. It's pretty much a no-brainer. I'm taking this one for more. Excuse me. All right, so moving on to my next play, Terry Rozier, PRA. If we take a look at this over-under, we have the 227 over under. We have the Heat favored by 8 points. So again, no big concerns about a blowout here. Anything can happen. The Spurs are they're kind of streaky. So if the Spurs have a terrible game, then this could get ugly. But I think Rozier is getting into form. We tried to take him and catch him right before his line started moving up like a few nights ago. And we just barely made it, even with him having a bad shooting night, but he's starting to put it together on offense. If we hop back over here to Outlier, we can see since he's been traded, he's just taken a little bit of time to adjust and get his scoring back in motion and get back into rhythm. But we have a really great matchup here. If we take a look at what the Spurs are allowing, overall 26th in points allowed, 29th in rebounds allowed, 25th in assists allowed. If we go specifically to point guards, it's a little bit more difficult, but still pretty juicy. We got 26th in points allowed, 13th in rebounds allowed, and 23rd in assists allowed. So I'm feeling great about this matchup. We can see he's gone over this in 3 straight games now, and it's trending upwards. I think he's just really putting it together. And as you can see in that last game against Orlando, which is a really tough matchup, he had his best game yet over these last 5 games, went for 31 and only played just over 31 minutes. He's averaging about that over the last 5, 31 minutes per game, 2.2 fouls, so no concerns there. Just under 13 shot attempts per game. And he's still trying to get back into rhythm on 3-pointers, taking 5 attempts per game, but only shooting 28%. So we don't like to see that. But he's been getting it done on rebounds and assists as well. Last 3, he's gone for 8, 7, and 6 rebounds and 5, 5, and 7 assists. And we see his points just kind of trending up. So I want to stay in the flames with him here. I think that they're going to continue to try to get him acclimated to the team. They want him to be getting those minutes. They want him to be active on offense. So this is going to be my other play. This one is a little bit juiced to go under last time I checked. So Daily Grind has this at 52.05% odds to hit the under at a minus 127. So go with your gut. If you're uncomfortable with this play, just fade it, find something else, But I'm feeling good about it. I'm going to stay in the flames with him. I don't know if he's going to crush this, but I think that he'll at least hit this line. I think he'll comfortably hit it, go over a little bit, So yeah, we have mixed emotions on the odds makers, but I'm going with it. So go with your gut. Before I pass it over to Jordy, I just want to tell you guys about Outlier. This is the best statistical analysis app on the market by far. You can check matchups, you can check injury reports, you can check everything. You can fine tune it with these filters. You can insert players, you can remove players and see what these guys do with other players out when certain guys are injured. If you want to check this out, there's a 7-day free trial in the link of the description of the video. We've partnered up with Outlier and they're letting all of our viewers just try this for 7 days, see if you like it, give it a shot. But that's going to do it for my 2 picks, and I'm going to pass it over to Jordy now.
Sweet. Yeah. So to get me started, I've got this, I'm going with this Evan Mobley fantasy score again. And, I think he has every chance to get this done, but just keep in mind this game has serious blowout potential with Cleveland going up against Washington here. I hope Washington, comes out guns blazing tonight and keeps it close. But, just keep that in mind. But I think if they do keep it close, I think Mobley can get this done. He got this line done in the first half last time we took it. So I like him to do it again. So if we look at his fantasy score with the 2 games he's been back so far, he's gone over this. He's been back 4 games, but his minutes are slowly just climbing up and up because they had him on a minute restriction and they're trying to figure out how to get him back in the lineup without hurting what they've got going. But you can see over the last 20 games, he's done this 14 times. Over the last 10, 6, and over the last 5, only 2. But that's just because his minutes are slowly climbing back up. You can see he started out at 20, and then 22, 23, and then 27 against Sacramento. And this dude's finding his groove again. 44 fantasy score against San Antonio, 47 against Sacramento. So he does really well in these fast-paced games. If you want to just look at his PRA for the matchup here, if you look at the power forward matchup, it's a great matchup. I mean, 19th in points allowed, 23rd in rebounds allowed, 16th in assists. If he bumps over to center, like while Jared Allen's on the bench or something, it's even better. 30th in points, 30th in rebounds, 21st in assists allowed. So, either place they have him set at. He's playing power forward for the most part, but I think he's got a great shot to get this line done regardless. If you want to look at what this dude does, he had a block in the last game. He had 2 steals in the last game. So it's just like he gets it done all over the place. He had 14 rebounds, and he also put up 11 points. And against San Antonio, he put up 28 points. So the dude can do it all. I mean, Evan Mobley is a freaking beast. I'm a huge fan of this guy, so I'm going to be taking him in this matchup against Washington for sure. This is juiced to go under. I think they're just like accounting for his minutes and the blowout potential. They might not think he's going to have enough time to get this done. So it's juiced to go under. It's a 52% to go under. But really, they're the only people that are favoring this to go under. The majority of the population, when it comes to the fantasy score, are juicing it to go over. So, just go with your gut. And, you don't have to take this if you don't want to. But I'm definitely rolling the dice on Mobley again. So that'll be my first play. And then my second play is in the same game. I've got a lot riding on this one game. I've got Kyle Kuzma for over 3.5 assists. I just think this is stupid low. I know he's had 2 really bad games when it comes to assists, but the dude was on a really good streak with assists before this. He's gone over this line 14 out of 20 games, 8 out of 10, and 3 out of 5. He's just missed it in these last 2 games because, I don't know. He's just had a couple goose egg games, but I think 3.5 is low enough for me to want to take the risk on it. So, go with your gut on this one as well, but he's done it more than half the season. And I think over the last 10, it kind of shows you that when he's not in his rhythm with shooting, he's going to be getting other guys involved. And they look a lot better when he's doing that. They keep it closer. So I think they'll get him back on getting the team involved and trying to get these guys going. I just wanted to show you one hilarious stat really quick. And we were talking about this last night. But I want to show you what Jordan Poole is doing from the 3-point line, just for giggles here. The dude shot 14 3-pointers against Miami and only made 2. So as long as Jordan Poole isn't out there just stacking bricks, I think Kuzma is going to be able to hit this line. I just thought this was like ridiculous. The dude is averaging 6.2 3-point attempts and only making 26%. So I don't know. I just thought that was interesting. I think the Jordan Poole effect is not in there's no pool parties going on in Washington. I'll just say that. But I just thought that was funny. So yeah, this assist line is juiced to go over. It's 51.97%. Everyone's got a juice to go over at about a -125. So pretty tight on the odds, but just keep the blowout potential in mind and go with your gut. Obviously, if you guys don't like these, just fade them. But this is what I'm going to be going with for the Day Show. So that's it for me, man.
All right, guys, that's the 4 we're rolling with. If you want to check out our Discord, there's a link in the description of the video. It's about 50 cents a day. We have a really good community over there, and everyone, that's the best resource of our Discord is the community. We work together. We've got all sorts of people in there that are constantly finding great plays, and you can get that instant feedback whenever you want of picks you're getting into. You can, copy and paste all sorts of lineups from other users. And we're all just kind of a lot of times on the same page just as a community. So if you want to check that out, just go through that link. And once you're in Discord, go to server subscriptions and subscribe, and it'll unlock all the channels for you. But we hope you guys have a great Wednesday, and we will catch you tonight in the next video.
Good luck, guys.